I want to talk to you today about New Jersey's lead safe law. It's a new law that was implemented regarding rental properties built before 1978, which is when lead-based paint was banned by the Consumer Product Safety Commission. The law requires rental properties to have these inspections done. There's two different types of inspections you can have. One is a lead risk assessment, which we're going to be getting a lead safe certificate, where we're inspecting the property for deteriorated, damaged paint on a basis where you're assuming the property had lead-based paint because it was built before 1978, and you're most likely that paint is covered by layers of non-lead-based paint. But if you see paint that's deteriorated or a door that's rubbing and you can see the exposed wood, that would fail a lead risk assessment because the grinding of that could work its way down to the lead-based paint. It drops it into a powder form. Kids crawl on the floor, put their hands in their mouth, and they get exposed to lead. So how you would pass a lead safe inspection would be that all the paint is intact and in good condition. All right. Conversely, you can go for lead free. This property was actually built in 1950. All right, but it's undergone significant renovations down to the studs. So theoretically, there was lead-based paint there prior to today, but it's all gone because it has been renovated and has been that way for several years, and it's a rental property. So in lieu of looking at the paint for the condition, what we're doing is we're going around with an XRF gun. And an XRF gun is an X-ray gun that actually shoots X-rays into a surface and bounces back. And if there's lead in there, it'll give you that reading immediately. A given property, you could have maybe 140 to 260 tests on a property, depending on how many floors and how many bedrooms you have. And you're going to check the trim, the doors, the windows, the backs of closets, the floors, the ceiling. You're going to check everything. And on this property, we've checked everything. It was about 173 different tests, and no lead was found. So in that regard, they're going to get a lead-free certificate, meaning they no longer have to comply with the lead law because there's no lead in the building. All right. Now, along with that certification, you get a short report that lists all the sample locations, and you get a map of different rooms to know where everything was sampled. Now, there's some people who say, I've done a lot of renovation and we think we can go for lead free. So we will go in and we look around, and if you have trim that's very thick and it's kind of old, I'm like, did you really replace that? Because typically you're going to replace with a smaller trim. So we go to certain areas, and some areas will have lead, some won't. And in that case, the person is not going to be able to get lead free because there's lead in the place. So we pivot and we'll switch to a lead safe inspection of the property. Okay. Now with the lead safe, you have to get the unit inspected a minimum of every 2 years, or if the same tenant occupies it, you can go to year 3. But it's something you're doing for life. So the lead free is much more enjoyable for people to have because it's one and done, but not every house is applicable for it. If you have questions about the law, I guarantee we have answers. We've been around, this is our 26th year in business. We could certainly help you out with your lead questions. Current Environmental.